734?
But now I'm making almost 1,800, 1,850.
As net income? Yes, 2007, in the last episode of How Much Italians Earn. Some of you have commented asking me, Fabio, but why don't you also ask the retirees? I didn't just have it said twice, but before we start, guys, subscribe to the channel, because more than 70% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed to the channel. Let's go. How long have you been retired meanwhile? For 27 years.
I drove buses for 35 years in Monza.
Wow, congratulations.
So,
35 years of work and then he retired.
can I
Ask how much he gets now as a pension?
1,773?
I'm satisfied,
Because there are worse ones.
but I respect it.
Compared to when I went in 2007, I was making 2.3 million. I was a god. Now I settle. I repeat, but it's still not enough.
At what age did you retire? I retired at 50. 50 years old, you? 50.
57. 57. 52.
Exactly 52 years old.
Once I already retired, the internet started to come. Subscriptions. And then those publishers also sent early retirements.
If you had 30 years of contributions, they paid you 5 and it came to 35.
35 they paid.
5 concerns 40, it wasn't fair, but everyone did it.
I
Was one of them.
Are you satisfied with the pension you receive anyway? Satisfied. If I were a parliamentarian earning 20,000 euros, I would be happier. More than satisfied, certainly. So, first of all, how many years have you been retired?
12.
12 years, okay. What did you do before? Employee. Employee, what about you?
Employee.
You too. How long have you been retired? A little while.
a bit longer.
A little bit longer? Okay, in terms of pension satisfaction, are you satisfied compared to, generally speaking?
Yes.
And no? Yes and no.
Her? Me, yes. Okay, what do you think anyway in general about the pension situation in Italy?
I can't answer this question because otherwise I would be too...
Don't want to commit?
No, so it's not that I don't want to commit. They're saying here that soon we won't have a pension anymore because there's no one left to pay it. I'd like to know where all that money has gone.
And that's a good question.
Period. Are
Politicians, if...
Are watching this video, give us an answer.
Maybe, exactly.
For how long?
I'm 85 years old, so you can imagine.
About 20 years.
Something in...
More. At what age did he retire?
I retired at 60, but I worked until I was 72. Wow.
Congratulations. So you wanted to keep going. Yes. What about you?
I'm retired. A civil servant. I was 62 when I retired. Okay. You are?
Satisfied with the pension you receive?
Well, yes, we don't complain. But...
Are you satisfied? Yes. Yes, but for me, I haven't worked in Italy, so I have a pension in Italy.
Interesting this. How long have you been retired from?
6 years.
6 years. Where did you work?
In Switzerland.
Okay, in Switzerland, and then with...
The salary's there. He went, despite losing years because of the...
illness, however.
I'm satisfied. Satisfied. Good.
We are making a video.
To understand?
If retirees are satisfied with their pension, but for...
Nothing, for nothing. They should link it to the famous sliding scale that was once there. Instead, the prices go up, but the pension always remains the same level.
They are...
Big eaters, but...
How long have you been retired?
So I am 90 years old.
And...
The pension is a reversibility among other things treated with...
feet and...
My husband died 7 years ago, then my husband retired at retirement age.
May I ask, would you mind sharing how much you receive approximately as a pension?
734.
734 euros.
I have to eat, dress, and wash myself sometimes because otherwise I consume too much water. I need to have a house.
Of course not.
I know with 734, if I didn't have someone to help me, I couldn't live.
Yes, I am satisfied. I have no problems for now. Then, in the future, I don't know, though. This is the dilemma, I think, for everyone. You've been invested in her for only 20 years. You can...
Also ask me, guys. Hello?
I worked for more than 40 years so well. I was a manager, but still an employee.
Sure.
But he had a position of responsibility. Yes, quite. But can I ask how much you make, or would you like to share it?
No, I have no problems. As net, yes.
Yes. 2007. Are you satisfied with your pension?
I accept it without major issues. What you contribute, you receive in return.
How long has it been for you? A year, 2 years since you've been in?
Retirement, not even a year, not even.
A year, okay. Worked for how many?
Years? Like 40 years. I didn't redeem the university.
Because it was expensive.
Too much to redeem it, and I still do. I keep working. I'm an antique dealer.
Ah, I see. It's what you've always
done. Yes. What I've always done, and it's fun, not just a job.
Well, then you hit the jackpot. Would you happen to want to share how much you get for a pension?
Yes, I receive, I can't remember if it's 880 or 780. It's 800 euros. Around there.
800 euros. Okay, I understand.
If it's enough for the fixed expenses.
Satisfied with his own.
Q, aren't you retired? Yes, I am retired.
Okay.
For how long? For 4 years.
4 years, okay, so it's not long. Now, full-time grandfather? Full-time.
Good.
What did he do before? What job had he done? Is
improper.
Do you want to share how much you get for a pension? It's
1,700. I mean, one could also live, but taking into account inflation, rising prices, all these things. That is, the overhang of the pension is precisely this. No.
It's not.
Satisfied from.
How long have you been retired?
Since 94, since...
94, so quite a while.
Yes, quite a while.
What did he do before?
I worked a bit on my own. Oh, you had your own business? I had a company, yes.
Ah, you had a company? Okay, so you're not satisfied with the pension?
I was satisfied in 2000 before when there was the Lira, because when there was the Lira, I had a good pension. Now it's mediocre because the great Prodai devalued the Lira by 50%.
But would you like to share how much pension you get, how much you used to get, and how much now?
Half.
Half, okay. How much was it approximately in Lira before?
Million. 8.
I am of the opinion that a retiree, after he has done, I have done 40 years of gigs. Do you know what the famous gigs are?
The famous
gigs were those that, it was the brand you worked for. In the company, there was a card that came on the brand to say that after so many years, we send you to retirement. I, among other things, was one of the first who, like everyone, when you're young, you don't want to do a damn thing.
Have fun, eat.
Chicks, stuff like that.
Cremona
is the homeland. It's the city where we really had Tonassi, who was an idol of these things. One morning, a guy like you passes by and says, listen for a moment, work 35 years, and then we'll send you to retirement. It seems that that morning I got up, well, you know why? Like every morning there is morning and morning, there is morning and morning. There is the factor, but it's natural. This thing, then I said, okay, I work 35 years and then you send me to retirement. I arrived 35 years of brands made happily. Then the work you do, if you do it that you like it, I mean, you have fun. I
took the
job as fun.
Because really,
I was having fun. I mean, then I did my grandfather, told me, Luciano calls me, learn the craft and put it aside, at which point I basically took my grandfather as an example, and I did many jobs because, I mean, you do a job, you learn it, and then you do another one.
Which is?
The best thing, because you learn many jobs that then serve you in life, that is.
The plumber?
The lumber. By the way, I really worked as a truck driver for more than 20 years, and I got to know Italy. I had some great experiences. I bought a house. Naturally, I had fun. You say retired because I retired with a good pension, but in the end, if you know how to manage money,
it's everything.
There, you get 1,000 euros, but if you know how to manage it, you can really, if you're a spendthrift, you start throwing money away.
On my channel, I discuss saving and money management to help people understand its importance. However,
not all of us are like this.
Because they're...
It is born, do you remember the famous fable of the ant and the...
Cicada, that is...
If you are an ant, you can achieve, and the cicada instead basically lives the season.
Yes, sure. So how old were you when you retired?
I was basically the first one, my class, because I was born in 1949, who basically they didn't keep their promises because they got to 35. It wasn't enough. They got to 37. Then Berlusconi phenomenon came along that brought 40 years.
That is, if
you worked 3 more years, they gave you 100% of the Instituto Mexicano del Seguro Social withholdings. I was earning more than the director where I worked.
Last question. Would you like to share how much you get in pension?
But now I get almost 1,800, 1,850. So,
guys, this is the situation of retirees nowadays. I know that the pension topic is a really delicate matter because the future is uncertain and it's definitely not rosy. So let me know in the comments what you think. Please leave a like because at 2,000 likes I will also go to other cities. Subscribe to the channel, of course, and as usual we'll see you around.